For over a year and a half, when I first came to LinkedIn to start my business, I led with a frequency that I was so proud of, that I thought was expected of me. I thought that's why people hired me. And maybe in some ways it was how people hired me, but it was not what drew people to me. So I spent a year and a half doing everything hard, pushing, and getting freaking nowhere. So much so that I got to a point last summer. This is August of 2025. So last summer in 2024, I said, screw it. I can't do it anymore. This is not working. So it's my way or the highway. And I started to uncoach myself, untrain myself, unlearn myself so I could get down to me, scrape away all that stuff and just get into me. Who am I? How do I lead from me? And I started working towards leading from me. What made me me? And doing it my way, even though it looked weird. Sometimes I wondered if I regretted it. And I did some funky, weird stuff on LinkedIn. Maybe a little too artsy fartsy for some people, but I was in a learning phase. I didn't have a guide to help me. So things took a little bit longer and I knew that they would, but I was game for this. And I had already been studying my human design for some time, and I really started digging to do the centers. I'll never forget this book that I got by Robin Wynn. That's all about the centers. Maybe I'll put a link here in the description for you if you're interested. But it's all about the centers in human design. And I think about them as our flavors of energy. They are themes of energy. And I knew that there was one in there that was really important for me, and it's the solar plexus, because that's where it's where emotion lives, but it's also where creativity is birthed, like innovation happens. And I knew that was an important thing for me, but I kind of felt like my creativity was just easy. I've been labeled as a creative. I've had creative opportunities since I was a young kid. If you're into human design, you'll probably, maybe this will resonate. My mom is a projector, and a projector can just see right inside us. I'm a generator. I'm a 6'2" generator with emotional authority. And so I knew that solar plexus, because it's my authority too, it's really important for me to write out that emotional wave. But my mom just always knew. She didn't treat all of her children exactly the same, because she knew exactly what we all needed. And it wasn't until I started studying human design, and more recently hers, I was like, oh my gosh, she knew I was a creative. So she gave me that opportunities. I'm very fortunate, very blessed in that. But it also meant that it's like, doesn't everybody have this? Even if you don't, like, why would you want it from me? It's like nothing, like it's not worth much. And that's how I've treated my creativity for a lot of my life. Even though all of my jobs have had lots of creative elements, I never really valued them. I was like, oh, it's no big deal. I can just do that. Oh, it's no big deal. I can just do that. And so there you go. That's ends up what's happening, right? Sometimes. And so I met Jamie Palmer. I came across her, and she had already been doing all this work on the centers. And I was like, whoa, so floored by what she was doing. She had systematized it. She had the research, the years of doing reports and readings and working with people and students and her students and the people that they worked with. She had data that she had collected on all of these things. And I'd already been in this mode of, I'm leading from my strengths. I'm not adding new things. I'm not trying to get rid of things. I'm only leading from the strengths, which goes against what a lot of people say. You got to dig in and you got to find the root of something so you can grab it. I was like, no more. I've done that for years, over it. I'm only leading from what I already have. I'm 50. At the time I was 53. I'm 53. I know I have strengths. Like there's stuff here. I'm going to nurture them. And so when I came across Jamie, that's exactly what she was talking about. I was like, oh, where have you been all my life, lady? So I joined her program and I got certified so that I could be a practitioner to give her reports. And I layer on my own experience and my own things on there. So I want to share with you, this is part of the report that I give back to people. I'm going to move myself over here. This is what I give back to people in this report. So that I give them, I call it the Ideal HD report. Ideal Client HD report. And they get the full customized report to your design from Jamie's program, what I'm authorized to deliver. But then I personalize it with this guide. It's kind of like your quick start guide. This is where you start. And then I do I say 30 to 60 minutes, but most of the time they're closer to the 60-minute mark. A Loom video where I walk you through everything. And then I give you support on the back end. Once I deliver it, I give you some support on a platform of your choice so that you can implement it. So it's not really coaching. What I'm giving you is a self-coaching suite of tools. Because I build out a chat GPT specifically for you and bring it all together. And so this is just one segment of, you can see the report is the guide is fairly long with all of the stuff in it, but I wanted to share. But it's easy. It's set up so that it's easy to go through. So let's see. I want to do quick example of me, and I'm just going to read through this so that you can see this is what this has done for me, and maybe this gives you an idea of what you can do with human design for yourself. So for years, I assumed the thing that made people hire me, my ability to teach and mentor, was also the thing that I should lead with on social. But when I did that, almost no one new came in. I worked from referrals only on things. It was very rare that somebody came into my world who wasn't somebody that I already knew in real life or was referred to me. The only people who reached out were the folks who already knew me or referred by someone who did. Once someone was in my world, they loved how I taught. Sameness connects, right? So that's a good thing. But it wasn't what got their attention in the first place. So what changed things was when I started leading with what I call emotional grace, which is my solar plexus center. I have it defined, and it is here. You can see me right over here. This is my solar plexus right down here, this triangle, brown one. I have it defined. I have a lot of definition. So anything that has a color is definition, is defined, it's activated, it's considered a strength. But some of these strengths I had to work harder on. Some of them don't come as easily. This one is so effortless, I forget I even have it sometimes. I mean, I know that I have it, but I just don't ever work on it. So when I stripped everything down, this is what I was leading from. I was leading from this emotional, what I call emotional grace now, but it was unstructured and it was haphazard. And sometimes I did it and sometimes I didn't do it. And because I didn't have it organized. And that's when I came to Jamie. This is how I got it organized. And that's what this report can do for you. It can organize it so that it's a way that I can do it on repeat. It's now much more of a conscious decision, as well as an automatic way of being. So it's the unspoken part of creativity, the emotional experience behind how ideas are born. That subtle shift opened up everything. People felt it. They started reaching out, and invitations that came in weren't just ones I had pursued. Some I didn't even know existed. So I got invites to coming in. There's a few projects that I'm under NDA, so I can't talk about them, but they're like a creative's dream. And I've gone into master classes, which was not something I ever really thought about. Excuse me. I have been on some podcasts, which is also something that I don't mind being on, but I just don't pursue myself. I've had some artwork commissioned, which was that was a lot for me to take in. And I've had other things that are, that before I even decided I wanted to do human design reports, I had people asking me. And that was a thing that actually ended up changing the trajectory of where I'm going. And so this is August 2025, and I've recently made the decision over the summer to move away from one-on-one work, to move away from coaching, and to move into, excuse me, creating things that people can use for self-coaching. That is what I believe the whole future is going to be built on. You get a little bit of knowledge. Sometimes you need a little bit of strategic help. You need some implementation. You might want to still be in a group program because you like the camaraderie of other people, being around other people who are going for it, strong-willed people. I personally am, and I like that. But overall, I'm looking to coach myself. That's what I'm looking to do. And I know a lot of other people who are like this. So that's really what's happened. So that subtle shift opened up everything. People felt it. They started reaching out and invitations came that were not just the ones I had pursued. 3 years ago, I developed a body-led process that I still use in session work. But on LinkedIn, I taught the steps and I backed it up with the research. It wasn't until I wrote about it from Emotional Grace that I started getting traction, attention that fostered connection and deepened my self-trust. People weren't just noticing me, they felt emotions like they belonged in my world. And my workload got lighter and more enjoyable. I found that I started doing a lot less stuff. It's very cool, which gave me the opportunity to build YouTube. So yay, something more in the direction that I'm looking to go. And so it's cool. It's cool that it's happened like that. Even sending DMs is easier, and I never thought I would say that. Oh my gosh, I freaking hated DMs. They were the death of me, and I said I'll just never do them. And I got so much crappy DMs in, like, people telling me about, I can tell that you need some help with this. Hey, I have an offer for you. I think you might be able to use this. And that just tells me how I was projecting the wrong energy center out because people thought they needed to pitch me to help me. Now that I've shifted, I rarely get those messages. So this was worth it just for the DM experience, if you ask me. So all leading with what was true for me on LinkedIn. Another unexpected result, incoming DMs shifted, less pitch slapping, fewer I can help you do better messages. And now I mostly get appreciation, thoughtful reflections, and partnership invitations. All from showing a part of myself I thought wasn't strategic enough. Turns out it was the signal that people were already waiting to feel. And so this is just the beauty, the magic of what all of this can bring. So if you're interested, reach out to me. And if not, as you're going through and you're studying your human design, maybe you want to do this on your own. I totally get that. First, pop questions in the comments. If you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And who knows, maybe I'll make a whole video about them. I mean, my mission isn't to teach people how to use their human design, but I'm open to sharing what I know. I really want to be there to help provide these insights to show what I see, what I'm experiencing from my creatives point of view, my artistic way of thinking. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm thrilled to be doing this with human design.